I'm just a skinny boy.
Franchise player.
I'm just a skinny boy.
I'm not going to play in more than half the games. You know what? I woke up today. I dragged my butt to college in about 5-degree weather. But at least I knew in the back of my mind that Kristaps Porzingis was on the Knicks. We could have a hope of luring free agents.
You know his
They won't trade him for nothing. And now in class, I see Kristaps' meeting goes bad. I'm like, oh, well, that
seems about right.
Seems about right, but you know what? There's nothing he can do about it. He's restricted. And then I hear he would prefer to be traded. Fuck him. He's not going anywhere. They got him. Like, they're not going to trade him or any. The Knicks start to look for trade partners. Are you kidding me? All right, it's just all talk. They're just starting to worry him. Phil Jackson did this all the time.
And then the Woj bomb.
And then the Woj bomb comes. Dallas and New York are finalizing a deal. It's not done yet. It could not happen. Then they trade him. Oh, and they traded. At first, they didn't even say we got picks.
They trade him good and hard.
Yep, he's a Maverick now.
Currently a Maverick.
Now, what were your thoughts when you heard that Kristaps was a Maverick? What did you think?
Well, I've been as many of my followers know, I'm a big Kristaps hater. I really don't like the guy sometimes. I've thought for the longest time he's up on his high Latvian horse, and he thinks he's a big guy. He's like, oh, I can't get more than 7.5 rebounds a year, but I'm gonna ask for the world. Well, actually, I'm gonna have my idiot Latvian brother ask for the world for me.
Can't even speak English, probably.
probably not.
It's just unbelievable because he's always been upset with the front office, and then
I honestly think he's never wanted to been here. I don't think he wanted to ever be here. Since the day he got here, he's always been complaining about something.
I think what the biggest thing was when Phil Jackson was kind of dangling him for Lonzo Ball. You remember that 2 years ago? That's when I think the trust was kind of broken for him.
But then they got rid of him. They got rid of Phil, and he still.
I think he's still held a grudge.
It was a whole new regime.
The main thing is that he wanted to sign his qualifying offer. That's what I think would happen because if the Knicks otherwise they would have just signed him to the max and then used him as bait for free agents. I don't think he was gone. And then they released the press release, like within an hour of the trade, just so it took the heat off him a little bit.
Yeah.
But the good news is, you got to look on the bright side. We got Dennis Smith Jr. We finally got that freaking sick obsession with him out of the way.
Yeah, they really love Dennis Smith Jr.
Dude, they want to.
I'm not a big Dennis Smith Jr.
They want to kiss him on the mouth.
You would love Dennis Smith Jr. though.
I don't love him. I think he could be good. He's very solid on offense. His shooting numbers are up from a little bit. He's gonna get there. He's very athletic. He's dynamic. I think he has the chance to be pretty solid. And at least it's something to watch while you're tanking. I mean, at least we don't have to watch Tim Hardaway Jr. chuck up shots anymore.
Oh yeah.
That's a big thing. We got rid of the contract, so now we got all this free agency. I mean, all this cap space for free agency.
Mm-hmm. But I was telling James before, Foley.
Yes,
as many
Foley.
of you know him.
As my followers know me as.
So I was telling him before, James, could you tell us what the actual percentage is of getting Zion?
Well, Tony believes that the percentages.
Well, no, I don't believe it. It is true.
It's not true.
If we finish within the top 3, what's the percentage?
If we finish within the top 3,
what's our percentage?
14% of getting the number 1 pick.
Yes, exactly. So we have a 14% chance of getting Zion.
Yeah.
And then, which is very small when you think about it.
It's not. No, it doesn't look too good. But
And then what's the now based on that, I think the only way we get Durant, I'm not talking about Kemba, I'm talking about Durant. The only way we get Durant or Kyrie, because they want to win. They want to prove that they can win by themselves, right?
I think they go to the Knicks next season. They
maybe if they team up together. But I'm saying the only way we get like one or just one of them, like if Kyrie wants to stay, he does his thing. If Durant wants to come to the Knicks, it's contingent on Zion being here. And I think even if we do get Zion, it's still only 50% chance. So that's like a 7% chance of getting Kevin Durant. I don't think You get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. I don't think you can put it in an exact percentage because we don't know what's going on in Kevin Durant's head.
I'm just saying it's a 50% chance if we do have Zion. That's pretty fair. What are our chances now if we don't have Zion? 7.1.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If we don't have Zion, what are our real chances right now?
Yeah, the big thing with the Knicks this season was that the big tantalizing thing was pairing up with Porzingis. But now, if no one else goes there, like who are you gonna pair up with? Kevin
Knox is good, but he's not great.
He's good, yeah. Like the roster right now.
These drafts for the past 3 years have not been great. Doncic is good. I really wish we got Doncic.
Yeah.
Like somehow traded up for him.
Imagine if we actually had like a proper tank last season. We could have had Porzingis and Doncic. Imagine that combo. Imagine it. Yeah, I can't. But yeah, it's just it's the Knicks' luck. As optimistically as I possibly can be, it's not looking good.
No,
they really took this big gamble on this free agency, and if no one comes, then it's just another tanking season if no one comes. All the caps, $72 million doesn't mean anything if you're not going to get at least a max contract. And Charles Barkley made a very good point. If we strike out on all the big names, say Kevin Durant stays, Kyrie stays, who are we going to sign? Tobias Harris? Like Vucevic? Then we'll just be another middle of the line team until
we could sign Boban.
Yeah, Boban Marjanovic. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, maybe we'll sign Enes Kanter to a max deal.
We need someone who's 7'3" now to fill the void.
Oh yeah. God. It's still just so bizarre.
I think the Kanter thing really upset Porzingis too, because Fizdale loves European big men, loves them. Look at his relationship with Gasol. Look at his relationship with Kanter and Porzingis.
Yeah, that doesn't look too good for him there.
I'm really upset about the whole Kanter thing too. I've been saying for a while now that I want Kanter gone. It doesn't mean that I want him to sit on the bench thinking he's playing. It's ridiculous. You tell the guy he's going to start the game, and then game time's coming up, and you don't even have the balls to tell him yourself that he's not going to start. You have the assistant coach do it for you. You tell him he's not going to start, he's going to come off the bench, right? Doesn't even end up playing the game. That's ridiculous. How do you do something like that?
Yeah, and to be honest...
Imagine in a span of an hour of thinking you're starting to not playing a minute, his first DNP of his career. That's crazy.
No, he's had a lot of DNPs.
No, that was his first ever.
No, in the playoffs he's had some.
Maybe regular season then.
Well, honestly, Enes Kanter would help us tank a little bit. He gets his numbers, but his defense...
Yeah.
Yeesh. But, yeah, I feel bad
and
for the guy.
We're playing Lance Thomas 35 minutes a night. I think we can give Kanter some.
Yeah, the thing with Kanter is, I feel for him. He seems like a nice guy. I just don't want him on the team.
He wants to be a Knick too.
And he was so extra though, kissing the floor, man.
Yeah, he's being petty, but it's kind of it reminds me of an Oak.
It's just tough being a Knicks fan, man.
Tell me he doesn't remind you a little bit of Oak.
He's not. He does not No. I don't.
I'm talking about his personality.
Oh yeah, he's I guess.
Yeah, he reminds me just. I love Oak.
Freaking Kanter. He wants to go to the WWE. He's trying not to get assassinated by his country. I feel bad for him for that, but...
Well, he's a good guy, too. He's
a great guy.
The only person that speaks out against Turkey and what they do.
Yep, I hope he finds his way to another NBA team and then gets benched in the playoffs like he always does.
White people.
You gotta admit though, his defense sometimes is kind of laughably bad.
Of course, it's terrible. It's not good at all.
Here's a good question. Who do you think the new tank commander is going to be? Emmanuel Mudiay or Dennis Smith Jr.? Who do you think Fizdale's going to start?
Can you repeat that?
Who do you think he's gonna start? Dennis Smith Jr. or Emmanuel Mudiay? Who's going to be the tank commander? Who's going to lead us into?
Honestly, on a good team, I could see Dennis Smith Jr. being a good six man, like a J.R. Smitty, but we're not a good team, so. I like what Moody has been doing, kinda. I like defensive players.
Mhm.
I like guys. He's a big guy, Moody, but he doesn't really use his body that well, as much as he could. But I like defensive players. I think he's great athletic, but he's very inconsistent.
Yeah, hopefully, he gets a little more.
And I don't think he's a part of the future.
Dennis Smith Jr.?
No,
Moutier?
Moutier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Moutier, I don't know, man. They really got a liking to him, but I hope he should. I don't want him to be the point guard of the future, to be honest. I'd rather Dennis Smith Jr. and Frank be the backup or even start at the 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You know who I really
Hopefully
love?
he progresses. Who?
You know who I really love is Joel Embiid.
Like Joel Embiid?
Love him.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a troll.
But he's so good at basketball. Dude, he's going to be like the set. When LeBron and KD are gone, he's probably going to be the second best player in basketball, besides Giannis.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
By the time KD's gone, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I can't. Just imagine, just waking up one day and realizing that your star player is traded. Just imagine, you wake up in one day, within the span of an hour, Karl Anthony Towns is gone.
But think about it. What difference does it really make? We haven't seen him in how long? A year? Over a year now we haven't seen him play.
Well, yeah. But we're looking forward to watching him come back. Because he's 22. He's only going to get better. Sure, the biggest thing is that his injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you got to worry about.
He gets injured too much.
Yeah, he's very injury prone. It's either he's gonna get better at that or worse. And we don't know if he's gonna play off the ACL. He was gonna only take the qualifying offer.
He's just a skinny boy.
Yeah, he's got to put on a little more muscle. He's been getting better at that though. Yeah, I'm surprised. Even Larry Markkinen put on more muscle than he did in a year.
You think he'd eat a little more calories? Have a hamburger, Kristaps.
Yeah, take a bite out of Ennis's book. Eat 7 hamburgers.
Oh yeah. Joe, I was watching the Joel Embiid, the first we feast thing. He said that he would eat 10. He would cut a croissant in half and put Nutella on it, and he'd eat 10 of those. Do you know how many calories that is?
That's a lot.
It's 5,000 calories just in that. And he said if he really wanted to, he could probably eat over 15 of them right now. But he can't because basketball player. But eat something, Kristaps. You're not in Latvia.
Well, now
you don't have your stupid cornrows anymore.
And the thing that really peeved me off is that he.
I really think once KD told him he was a unicorn, I think that got in his head. I think he's I think he's I'm the greatest player of all time. I'm a human cheat code. I'm a 2K cheeser. I really think that's what he thinks he is. I think he thinks he's better than everyone in the NBA.
I don't know if you could take that attitude from him.
Do you?
I like.
He's acting like a punk. He really is. Imagine a kid who averages 22 points, 7 rebounds, and has played in half the games he could have played in, demanding all this stuff from an organization.
Well, he's not really demanding anything.
He really is, though.
He was just trying to make sure that he was a part of it.
How often does he go up to management and complain? What is this, his 5th time doing it? That we hear about it? And this is...
It's the Knicks management.
If he really... Let me tell you something. If he really cared, we wouldn't hear about this meeting with them. If he cared and he actually...
No, the Knicks leaked that. If he wanted to be in New York, he would be in New York. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. The Knicks didn't leak that. I think his brother leaked that. Because if he went up to them and he's like, look, I really want to start winning. Can you tell me what's going on here? Maybe we could fix it. And they told him all this stuff and everything. Yeah, we're losing, but you're part of the future, which I bet they did. But I bet he was being belligerent, and he's I think he wanted out of New York.
Yeah, he did. If he wanted to be in New York, he would have stayed. I think he was intent on signing that qualifying offer and becoming unrestricted. So, I think they had to move him. He's coming off an injury. If he came back and we signed him to
selfish.
Yeah,
I hate him.
Well,
Snake Part 3. How many snakes are there now? This is the 3rd.
What got me mad was the fact that less than 4 hours after he was traded, he posted a gif of him dabbing off Luka. KD. Boogie. Okay, and now Kristaps.
Snake 3. Oh man, it's terrible. Rangers just won. Tony and Foley getting a live report on that.
Yep, you heard it here first. Not the ESPN app, Tony and Foley. But now at least we got to find a new big man. We don't have a power forward for the future. Oh wait, we could get Zion
or Boogie.
Boogie's a very tantalizing prospect
I
for
love
free
Boogie.
agency.
I've been saying it for a long time. I wanted Boogie, Zion, and Porzingis this season.
He looks very healthy coming off his ACL. I mean Achilles.
Oh yeah, Boogie's my boy. I would have signed him, and I think the Knicks would have done that because they want to tank anyways. So I think it's dumb that people say that Boogie didn't have any contracts offered towards him. Well, I could see the Knicks being dumb enough not to offer him a contract, actually. Yeah. Post song.
Yeah, but... So... this is it. It's either we get like KD, Kyrie, Cousins, one of the big names, Kemba. It's either we get one of them in free agency and have a good enough draft. Because this draft really, up until the top 5 prospects, Cam Reddish... I'm not too sure about him.
Yeah, we were talking about this before. Like, if we don't get Zion,
it's either
Jay Morant.
We already got Dennis Smith Jr. and Frank Ntilikina. Like, we already have too many point guards on the team.
It's ridiculous.
And then if we get R.J. Barrett, he's a shooting guard.
You realize
he's not
we're
bad.
Screwed if we don't get Zion. We're actually screwed. Like, this draft class is terrible.
Yeah, after the top 5, really, it kind of falls off.
Not even after the top 5. The top
Mazier
1.
and Little.
What's his name? Jay Morant's not that good.
He looks athletic. He looks good, but we don't need him.
What college does he go to?
He goes to Marmont State.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. He just the athletic things that he's able to do. Well, I guess we literally have that in Dennis Smith Jr. though. Now. Oh gosh. The memes are really true about the Knicks fan.
Out.
It's tough because everyone makes fun of you on the internet too, and it's not personal, but you got to take it personal.
I mean, me and you have grown up where what was our big name our 3 biggest free agent signings. 4. I could think of the 3 modern ones. Amare, Melo, Tyson Chandler. 3 biggest ones. Before that, Stephon Marbury. Who comes to New York anymore? Stars? Name another. I really can't. Besides those 4.
Courtney Lee. Or Tim Hardaway Jr. again for the second time.
Only because
the good news is that after the 2 years, after next season, when Tim Hardaway Jr.'s contract is up, we could sign him again.
Yeah.
This time maybe we'll give him $30 million. Courtney Lee and Tim Hardaway, they were just signed 2 years ago. So imagine if we didn't sign them to that dumb contract, then we wouldn't have to
I know.
We could have used that as leverage because that really we really had to include Porzingis in that deal. That's the only way we would have had enough room. I think Kemba.
I want Kemba.
Kemba would be great, but
I think Kemba wants to win.
With the roster, there's no one really who do you really
why
want
would
to play with?
Kemba want to come from the Knicks to the 2011? Why would he want to go from the Hornets to basically the 2012 Bobcats? He already played on the 2012 Bobcats. Why would he want to come back?
Why would he want to go back in time and do that again? What? The roster,
You know what's something crazy that I heard? The 1962
I already got a point guard. We already got 2 point guards.
When the Mets expanded in 1962, they're considered one of the worst professional sports teams of all time. They had a winning percentage, I think it was .262, right? You know what the Knicks' winning percentage is right now?
What?
20%. What was the Bobcats that season?
They were 7 and they ended the year 7 and something.
Yeah, but that was a short season.
They only got 7 wins.
Yeah, and this Knicks team is gonna go down, ladies and gentlemen. For all of our Tony and Foley hardcore listeners out there, it's gonna go down as one of the worst Knicks seasons of all time.
The worst Knicks season of all time.
And it's not like they're not trying. If they rolled out Cantor, they say they're tanking, but how much of this is really a tank?
Yeah, it's
really?
not like we really,
think about it.
It's not like we really have a choice.
Trey
Burke kind of hurt us a lot, but he's a Maverick too. They got rid of him too.
I know, I like Trey Burke.
Yeah, Trey. We really, I don't know. I thought he was young enough to possibly.
I really like Trey Burke. You know that.
Be a bench piece.
Not a very efficient player, but.
Oh, he was a great little.
I liked him. He was
Mini
like
Iverson.
AI Junior with his mid ranges.
Oh. So we got Dennis Smith Jr. back. DeAndre Jordan.
Not back
and
for the first time.
for the first time, even though we could have just drafted him.
Well, at least we have Ntilikina and
Now we have them, so instead of comparing them, we could just watch Frank hopefully, become a decent NBA player, and not like. Or even,
what is Mills and Perry's obsession with guards?
I don't know. They really had it out for Dennis Smith Jr. though.
They love.
I didn't think we'd trade freaking Porzingis. I didn't even want to trade Ntilikina for him. Then we ended up trading freaking Porzingis.
Was Ntilikina a Jackson pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the last pick of him. That's why they didn't really like him. And we still might move Cantor for something.
He's so dumb. I can't believe what they're doing to Cantor. It just ruined all his trade value. Whatever trade value he had is gone.
And
We gotta know what we gotta do. We gotta trade Vonleh now.
Yeah.
So the Nets love him.
Yeah.
And the 76ers love
the
him.
Sixers could use him.
76ers and the Nets both love Vonleh. We could get Rondé. We could get Rondé back for Vonleh.
Who?
Rondé. We could get Rondé back for Vonleh.
What? Rondé?
Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
I don't want Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
I'm just saying.
I want a pick.
I like him. What pick are we getting from the Nets? They're a decent team.
I don't want. He'll take up more cap though. He's making like a lot of money. He makes like over $20 million a season.
But can he do a 360 windmill dunk?
I don't care. He's lefty and he can't shoot threes, and he's like the height of a small forward.
I like Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
Yeah, you could go kiss him for all I care for. He's ow, he just hit me. He's not gonna go on the team. I don't want him on the team. I don't want more cap. It's either we sign 2 max free agents, or even 1 would be a promising sign, or we might have to auction off our fanhood. Probably not that. I'm just gonna suffer for the rest of my life, I guess.
I was looking up Iceman jerseys. I told you about this.
George Gervin, the Iceman.
So, is this all she wrote?
I think so. I don't really know what else there is to talk about. We're gonna move Enes Kanter probably.
No, we won't. I'm telling you, we won't move him.
Even if we don't, we'll let him expire. And then when we don't get 2 max free agents,
you'll hear from us.
Well, you'll hear from us sooner, but you'll hear from us again. All right, this is Tony and Foley signing off. It's tough being a Knicks fan.
So, you think you're
a big man.
Word life.